Today we're going to be reading The Ox Cart Man. It's by Donald Hall, and the pictures are by Barbara Cooey. They're really beautiful pictures in this book. So it's about a family in the past that works together to kind of keep everything going and provide. In October, he backed his ox cart in, and he and his family filled it up with everything they made or grew all year long that was left over. He packed a bag of wool he sheared from the sheep in April. He packed a shawl his wife wove on a loom from yarn spun at the spinning wheel from sheep sheared in April. He packed 5 pairs of mittens his daughter knit from yarn spun at the spinning wheel from sheep sheared in April. He packed candles the family made. He packed linen from the flax they grew. He packed shingles he split himself. He packed birch brooms his son carved with a borrowed kitchen knife. So they really produce a lot of goods themselves. He packed potatoes they dug from their garden, but first he counted out potatoes enough to eat all winter, and potatoes for next spring. He packed a barrel of apples, honey and honeycombs, turnips and cabbages, a wooden box of maple syrup from the maples they tapped in March when they boiled and boiled and boiled the sap away. He packed a bag of goose feathers that his children collected from the barnyard geese. When his cart was full, he waved goodbye to his wife, his daughter, and son, and he walked his ox head 10 days over hills, through valleys, by streams, past farms and villages. Until he came to Portsmouth and Portsmouth Market. He sold the bag of wool, he sold the shawl his wife made, he sold 5 pairs of mittens, he sold candles and shingles, he sold birch brooms, he sold potatoes, he sold apples, he sold honey and honeycombs, turnips and cabbages, he sold maple sugar, he sold a bag of goose feathers. Then he sold the wooden box he carried the maple sugar in. Then he sold the barrel he carried the apples in. Then he sold the bag he carried the potatoes in. Then he sold his ox cart. Oh my goodness, how is he going to get home? Then he sold his ox and kissed him goodbye on the nose. Then he sold his ox's yoke and harness. With his pockets full of coins, he walked through Portsmouth Market. He bought an iron kettle to hang over their fire at home, and for his daughter, he bought an embroidery needle that came from a boat in the harbor that had sailed all the way from England. And for his son, he bought a barlow knife for carving birch brooms with. And for the whole family, he bought 2 pounds of wintergreen peppermint candles. Then he walked home with the needle and the knife and the wintergreen peppermint candies tucked into the kettle, and a stick over his shoulder stuck through the kettle's handle, and the coins still in his pockets. past farms and villages, over hills, through valleys, by streams, until he came to his farm, and his son, his daughter, and his wife were waiting for him. And his daughter took her needle and began stitching, and his son took his barlow knife and started whittling, and they cooked dinner in their new kettle, and afterward everyone ate wintergreen peppermint candy. And that night the ox cart man sat in front of his fire, stitching a new harness for the young ox in the barn. And he carved a new yoke, and he sawed planks for a new cart, and split shingles all winter. While his wife made flax into linen all winter, and his daughter embroidered linen all winter, and his son carved Indian brooms from birch all winter, and everybody made candles. And in March, they tapped the sugar maples and boiled the sap down. And in April, they sheared the sheep, spun the yarn, and wove and knitted. And in May, they planted potatoes, turnips, and cabbages, while apple blossoms bloomed and fell, while bees woke up, starting to make new honey. And geese squawked in the barnyard, dropping feathers as soft as clouds. I like that. I really like that story. I like how that family works together and they manage to keep everybody going. They have what they need to survive. They seem happy and they really use the land to help them and maintain their life. So I like them. They're a hardworking family. They seem to love each other and they seem to really work as a team. And that's important to do right now because we're home with our families. So be kind to your families. I hope you liked that book as much as I did, and I will see you later. Bye, kiddos.